Welcome to Cable 12, your community channel here on the Cable Bahamas Cable Network. Welcome to another edition of Conversations. Today we're here with the current Police Commissioner, Commissioner Ellison Greenslade. We wanted to bring you close to this gentleman, what he is about, what he is doing, and his plan for policing this Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I must say, in the presence of the Commissioner, that this individual seems to have the prayers, the praise, and the push of the entire Commonwealth. They want him to succeed. And we hope and we pray that he's able to do the best job that he could possibly do. Commissioner, thank you so much. It is a singular honor to be here with you today. Welcome to Conversations.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Wisdom. And, you know, I'm extremely humbled by those comments that you just proffered. Extremely humbled. I want to hasten to say, however, that I believe far and wide the public wishes all of us to succeed. All of us, the entire organization, and I even speak for our colleagues across the divide in public safety. All of the other law enforcement agencies, public safety agencies that on a daily basis make their best contributions to making the Bahamas a safer place for all of us to live, to work, to visit, and to play.
I take your words, and I think sometimes we forget. On a daily basis.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The fight goes on.
Absolutely.
The push goes on.
Absolutely.
Commissioner, I want to get right to it. We have a certain amount of time today, but as you know, in these things, time flies by. I want to get right to it. Your 2010 policing plan, the plan's guiding philosophy, rather, states to fulfill our mandate for policing the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in partnership with citizens, residents, and visitors by serving them, and you have this in caps,
yes,
by serving them with care, respect, and trust. What does this mean?
What it means very simply is that we exist because the people of the Bahamas allow us to. They have been kind enough to entrust us with their care. And so in the dispensation on a daily basis of our duties, we must not lose sight of the fact that we must pay attention to what we do. Okay. And that in dealing with members of the public, our people, we must be careful. We must treat them with the attention, the respect that they deserve. Everyone is entitled to their inherent dignity, and we must always be mindful of that. And so if you care for people and you demonstrate the level of respect that should pertain in all of your dealings, and you repose in them the level of trust, there's reciprocity. Okay. And people are willing then to listen to you because they feel respected. Dr. Wisdom, over the course of my career, I have met many, many persons who were far bigger than I am, and far bigger than I was at the time, just a small little police officer. But with the right approach, care, respect, and trust, that person was willing to say, you know, officer, I did wrong. I hear you. You need not handcuff me. I'll follow you in. That is not always going to be the case. But I tell you, by and large, there is that vast majority of our community that would be more than willing to listen if spoken to properly, if treated properly, if respected. Okay. It works.
And this has to be consistent, constant, and I take it that this is one of the things you are trying to ensure.
Absolutely. Okay. For us, it's even bigger because I take the position very, very firmly, and I firmly believe this. We cannot go out to the wider community and serve you in the manner that we should if we do not first understand how to care for, respect, and trust ourselves. And then, of course, deliver the same to our colleagues in the organization. I believe when we get that right, we're able then to step out of the organization into the wider communities and deliver care, respect, and trust. Care is so simple. Dr. Wisdom, how many of us, people like me and you, our very busy lives pertaining each day, how many of us find appropriate excuses, we believe, to say to a person, I'm very sorry, I couldn't make the funeral. Well, you know, you get one opportunity. Or do you delegate that? Okay. You see? Okay, I see. And so something as simple as that. So a member of your organization is ill. What do? Do you delegate that? Do you send a fruit basket? Do you send some flowers? You had a very important business meeting? When we talk about feeling people, do you know what a difference it makes when the CEO shows up at the bedside of an ill employee and just stands there with a smile to say, I'm concerned about you? That's care.
Okay.
Oh, that's laced with respect.
Okay.
I wouldn't speak about trust. Now, look at the reciprocity that will pertain when you demonstrate that kind of leadership, naturally, not in a pretentious fashion, but naturally, consistently over time to everyone. Colleagues that work along with you, not for you, will go to the end of the world, as we say,
Gotcha.
to support. Not just to support you, but because you've caused them to feel special again. You've caused them to feel important. They re-engage. And they step out each morning with a smile on their faces or on their face, and they're willing to deliver care, respect, and trust to the wider public.
Okay. So you, in carrying out, you and your force, but especially you and your senior commanders, in carrying out this wider mission of protecting and serving the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, you also make it a point to serve the force itself, your team, your members. Without that, I take it, the other mission will have a problem.
Certainly. Okay. You never get to the actual mission. You never get to it.
Okay.
Because there's no synergy. There's no organizational synergy, and you're disconnected.
Okay.
Remember, leadership is all about aligning things. Goal alignment, a shared vision, and the CEO and people in positions of leadership in an organization being able to explain that vision, to share that vision, and to hold it up to our people and say, this is the direction we're going in, trust me, follow me. But before I can get you to trust me, I've got to trust you.
Got you. Commissioner, if we look at the crime fight or the service that your organization is mandated to do, there are at least two areas. The area of prevention of crime, the area of detection of crime. All these have to be resourced. Basic question, are these two areas, the prevention of crime, the detection of crime, resourced equally?
They're not on a daily basis resourced equally. They're not mutually exclusive. The point is we must pay attention to all aspects of policing. And I want to move quickly to say to you, we have pigeonholed ourselves over time. No disrespect to anyone that's gone before me, but that will come after. My view, based on my experience over time and what I've proven to work. Dr. Wisdom, every member of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, sworn officers, sworn reserve officers, civilian employees, our local constables, all members of the organization must see themselves as the very same thing, servants of the people. And when you start to put caps on people and pigeonhole them into, you are a neighborhood policing officer, you are a community policing officer. And that's
all?
And that's what you do. And so you take care of that soft policing, soft, feely, touchy stuff, and I'm going to go over here and arrest this bad guy. But you work from the same police station. You work in the same city, NASA 21/7. You confuse yourself as an organization, and you confuse your wider public. So at what point, as a member of the public, how do you relate? Is this going to be a strong policeman with big muscles that's off to get you with a gun? Or is this one of your community policing officers with a smile who might still be muscular but is going to have a better approach or the appropriate approach? What is it that we're asking for? There is a time when, lest I confuse people, you have to take a strong arm approach to things. You have to follow the letter of the law, and you're going to have to meet that challenge or that threat head on.
Yes.
But I'm saying the fundamental premise from which you work is one of community engagement in a positive way. And even the bad guys. I had a classic experience this morning, standing just on the street near Central Police Station. And a young man walked up to me, and I could tell based upon his disposition, his eyes were red. I could smell, it seemed he may have had a little drink. But because I looked in his direction and said, good morning, how are you, and extended my hand, he said, I'd like to tell you something. And what he had to tell me was very important to the ongoing saga that's now playing out in the public domain. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. I was able to then put him into a vehicle, send him off to the deputy commissioner, and I believe some good will come out of that.
All because you approached
All
him.
because of the approach. And we're right back again to a fundamental philosophy. So, yes, Dr. Wisdom, there are days when we'll walk the streets, we'll issue flyers, we'll be gentle, and we'll talk to people, we'll offer advice. There are days when there is a man with a gun, an illegal gun in the community, and he is not prepared to talk, and that is the day when that detection piece steps in, where you make the intervention with a view to neutralizing that challenge or that threat to the betterment of the wider community.
Okay. Commissioner, again, basic questions, I believe, and I've heard from some of the people that some of our citizens that I've talked with, and some who I mentioned that I would be speaking with you. They ask basic questions like enforcement of Bahamian laws. Will it increase? Will this force take more time and enforce some of the laws that may not have been enforced, in their opinion, to their liking? Bottom line, will the enforcement of all Bahamian laws, will that increase?
The answer is a definite. Yes, the enforcement of all laws will increase. And it's fleshed out clearly in our policing plan for 2010. Dr. Wisdom, wherever you are in this world, culture pertains. And the most amazing thing for us, and I want to be real as I talk to you about these issues,
yes,
because I can give you that answer, and the average member of the public will say, yeah, right, I heard that, but, you know,
right,
a million things falling down around the police officers, and they see it and they do nothing about it. I can't defend that because that happens.
yes.
We're encouraging our people to do their jobs and to enforce the law. It's always okay to enforce the law when it doesn't pertain to you. You see? And we find so many cases where it's okay to go after a kid on a trail motorcycle with no helmet that you're not familiar with. But then we come to a business place where the laws are being